Everybody be quiet, quiet. Now everybody be quiet. Quit talking, just shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. Why you talking so much? Just shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. Quit talking so much. Just shut up.
It's your boy Drew with Hi-Fi IQ. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you guys for joining. It's so good to be back with you again. Today, we are going to take a look at some more alpha male bullshit. The guy we're going to be covering today is Ben Azoulay, or as I refer to him, King Fazul. First video we're going to be taking a look at today is from Mud Pit. Shout out to Mud Pit. Shout out to all the homies in the WDC, the Watson Disposal crew. If you're watching this, you're probably already following Mud Pit, but if not, go follow Mud Pit. Go follow Dubs, Bubba, Try Critical, Too Lazy to Try, Jesse on Fire, everyone that trashes these fucking alpha male douches.
People look at me as soon as I walk in and they're like, who is this guy? I look like I'm going to hurt somebody. I don't look like I walk into a place and I'm just coming to have a good time.
You're wearing a three-piece suit in all of these little clips right here. You actually look like you're showing up to have a good time. I don't think you're going to hurt anybody in a three-piece suit, bro. Especially with that ridiculous Santa Claus beard. That's the first thing somebody's going to go for, dude. You're ridiculous.
Descended from King Solomon himself, and has thus bestowed upon himself his new name, which would be King.
There's only one person that I will refer to as King, and that is King Bobby Green, who literally got his name changed to King. That's his actual name now. It's not just him deciding that he's gonna be addressed as King. King Bobby Green, King Green, you're the only king. I'm not calling anybody else king.
Tick walks around expecting people to call him king.
We were talking earlier and you're Israeli.
Yes.
And you just said you're a descendant of King Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is your first name's not King? Is it King?
No, Ben.
Ben.
I named myself King once I found that out.
Oh, is your name King? No, it's Ben.
And then I grew my beard. And I realized I have his wisdom.
It was passed down?
It was passed down 100%. I felt something for a very long time.
Well, they say King Solomon.
He says in other videos that he got kicked out of school 17 different times and was a high school dropout. I don't think that adds up, dude. If you're the type of dude who has wisdom passed down from generations and from one of the most wise people that has ever existed, you would think high school wouldn't be too difficult.
Was one of the wisest and technically the richest man that ever lived.
The smartest man, the wisest man.
Now, Ben Azoulay is pretty much the combination of every other wannabe alpha male combined, with an ego that might even be bigger than our old mate Wes Watson. Ben continues on this podcast and starts...
I don't know about all that.
What do you talk about on social media?
I have realized that because I talk about everything, yes, I go viral. Yes, everywhere I go, people know me. If I walk right now down at the hotels, people recognize me. People take pictures with me. People run up to me, hug me.
What do they say?
Some people cry.
But what for? What are you saying?
But
they're not crying because they're happy to see you. I tell you that much.
No, so I talk about religion. I talk about relationships.
I would have no idea who he is if I bumped into him out on the street right now.
Let's go to women.
They hate me for talking about women, but I have just so much to say. But now I only coach.
Doesn't mean you have to say it.
Men led the way since the beginning of time. So if women got here, they got here because men led them here.
What did he say?
He even goes on to tell the exact same story as Wesley Watson by stating that he wakes up at 2:45 every morning. And for some reason, all these idiots keep saying how early they...
The Zen's going in. I'm about to lock in on him now.
When you're down at home, what do you do all day?
Wake up at 2:45, go to sleep at 9. I don't need more than 6 hours of sleep.
Well, she's gonna lie for you even if she had to.
Women need 7 to 8 hours as men because we have testosterone. That is enough for us. We don't need more than 6 hours. And if you say you need more than 6 hours, just sleep faster.
But
sleep faster. So wise.
In Vegas, I was out. I didn't sleep right now for 48 hours.
You just don't sleep?
Now I didn't sleep for 48 hours.
Why would you do that?
And
Just now, I didn't sleep for 48 hours. So he's been up for 48 hours in that clip. I mean, he kind of always has a face that doesn't look like he's totally okay. But dude, I'm from Modesto. I was raised around tweakers. Like, I know what it looks like when people haven't slept for days. I know what it looks like. I know what it sounds like. That's not it.
In Vegas, I was out. I didn't sleep right now for 48 hours.
You just don't sleep?
He definitely made sure he got 8 hours for this. This was the only thing he had going on this day. Whether he was in Vegas or not, this is the only thing he had going on probably that week. You know that he spent the entire fucking day preparing for it. He got good sleep. He got up and ate a fucking high protein meal, some kind of alpha male breakfast. He dunked his face in ice water. You know, this motherfucker isn't actually rolling in off of a 48-hour Las Vegas bender to do dropping bombs. This is the fucking biggest thing that's happened to him so far in his life.
I was a high school dropout, but I also got kicked out of 17 schools in total. But
How has the wisest man that's ever existed passed his fucking wisdom down to you, and you can't even handle high school?
Nice. Sometimes just on my back as well. This was the life, guys. If you think that I had money, I had no money.
Oh, that clears it up. Guys, I'm showing you how I used to sleep in the park, so if you think I had money, I had no money. First of all, this doesn't fucking prove that you had no money. Second of all, I've been homeless before. I've had to live out of my fucking car before. I know what that looks like too. Wasn't he just talking about being like special forces, Israeli special forces or something? How are you doing that while you're homeless? Sleeping in the park.
Ghetto bird. This guy's right here. What I want to share with you is that at some point in time, I was in one of those buses.
Fucking beard, beanie, and a black shirt standing outside of a prison. Anybody, I could go do that right now and look like I've fucking been to prison, dude.
These buses, and I've actually never came down here outside of the time that I was arrested and incarcerated here. I was never here. I've
Hold
never
on.
seen.
What?
And I've actually never came down here outside of the time that I was arrested and incarcerated here. I was
Incarcerated? He was incarcerated in prison. That might be a first. I think he might be the first person who's ever been incarcerated in prison.
the time that I was arrested and incarcerated here. I was never here. I've never seen.
It says incarcerated in his captions. My good man, descendant of King Solomon, one of the wisest men blessing the earth. Do you mean incarcerated, sir? You fucking dipshit.
My head over, but this was perfect for me. Sleeping this way, rolling back this way. This was nice. Sometimes just on my back as well.
How fucking lame, dude. Trying to fucking boost your bullshit alpha male coaching grift by cosplaying a fucking homeless person in the park just when you feel like they can't be any more of a fucking low-life loser. King Fazul pops up.
Down here, outside of the time that I was arrested and incarcerated here, I was never.
Incarcerated, dude.
Point on, my dad knew he couldn't take on. And I was 13. He picked up a stick, a wooden stick, and he went to hit me over the head. And I did this, and it broke. And then I took
Oh, what?
him up and threw him on the
Bro,
ground.
these bullshitters, these fucking career criminals, these fucking lowlifes. Like I said, I'm from Modesto. I've been around tweakers. I've been around career criminals and bullshitters. I know one when I see one. This dude is literally creating this story as it's coming out of his mouth. People who are lifetime bullshitters like these guys all do the same shit. They think the more they talk, the smarter they sound. So they just start talking and keep going to and hope that they accidentally stumble into making sense or accidentally stumble across saying something that makes you go, oh, wow, no shit. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, cool.
I fought 30 guys at the same time.
No, you didn't.
Take me out.
You fought 30 guys.
30 guys at the same time. They got to the point that they said, okay, you mother. We're done with.
I just dropped down 30 pounds of muscle because I'm getting ready for this movie. So I have
No, you're not.
too big. I could do flips. I could fight. I was a cage fighter.
Cage fighter, huh? Well, let's just find out about that. If you guys follow me already, you know, in the WDC and the AMU, I'm the resident MMA guy. I've never heard of you, Ben Azoulay. So let's just find out. Charles Azoulay. Is it him? Nope. Ben Azoulay MMA on TikTok. He drops his hand, his lead hand, after he throws. He does have some snappy kicks. He's clearly an athletic guy with some sort of formal training, but definitely more of a gym bro that works out on the bag than a cage fighter. Second of all, I don't ever believe anybody who wears a hat while they work out. If you're wearing a hat while you work out, especially if you're bald with short hair, you're a poser. I competed in kickboxing, karate, taekwondo when I was younger. I've done boxing and MMA smokers. I would never consider myself a cage fighter. Just training does not make you a cage fighter. Just training doesn't make you a fighter at all. It makes you a martial artist. A fighter is somebody who fights as a profession, as their career, as their occupation, as their means for paying the bills. Somebody that just trains and does a fight here and there, does a smoker, or just competes every now and then, that's a hobbyist. You're a martial artist. You're not a cage fighter. Anyway, back to the video. Clearly not a cage fighter, but we knew that.
I was doing acrobats as a young man. So for me, all of these things, I want to show them in the movies where people see, okay, this guy is like the Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Not only do I think we are never going to see you in a movie, I don't think you are ever going to be anywhere close to Jean-Claude Van Damme. Nobody is like Jean-Claude Van Damme. And I'll thank you to keep his name out of your mouth.
What I did find was a Chinese restaurant right across the street. When I used to go there, eventually the owner fell in love with me. And he said, that kid is special. There it was about 3:30 to 4:30. It was the time that I left school. And I would come to him. He would move all of the tables and he would teach me Kung Fu.
That's
and
so
I was
cool.
10 years old. It was different.
Is that restaurant not doing any business during, if it's 3:30 to 4:30 in the afternoon, you get there 4:30, 5 o'clock. That's prime time. That's dinner time. Why would this restaurant move all their fucking tables just to teach this little dipshit Kung Fu?
And I loved it. From there, when I got older, I said, I really want to go and train with the Shaolin monks.
Don't we all?
And I went and traveled to China and trained with some Shaolin monks. And they explained to me that the strongest part of the body is actually your skull. And if you train your skull for about an hour a day, bang it against the wall, after a year it becomes 4 times thicker than it really is.
As the highest fight IQ in the room, I do highly recommend that anybody that follows this motherfucker, please go bang your head against the wall for several hours a day. Bang your head against the wall until you are unconscious.
Which means that you become unstoppable, indestructible. You could punch them, you could kick them in the head. All they have to do is turn the head to wherever you're hitting and they will break any bone in your body.
Very solid advice. Very solid fight advice. If you are ever in an altercation, if you're ever in a fight, just turn your head towards every strike that comes at you. His fight IQ might be higher than mine.
My pinky nail is long. The biggest question is that a nail? When you have long fingernails, especially the pinky, it's the sign of wealth.
I have never once seen someone with a long pinky nail that had more money than I do.
And if it doesn't break and it's strong and it's powerful, then it means you're going to be wealthier.
Your nails are made of keratin, or whatever it is, it has nothing to do with strength.
I have longer pinky nails than my girl. Literally. We measure it. And hers break all the time. But who's the wealthy one? You know what I mean? And this is a very strong pinky nail.
My pinky nail's longer than my woman's, and hers always breaks because I got more money.
It's exactly like you, but you speak it in Hebrew. He speaks it in English, but you guys sound exactly the same.
He was talking about Tate.
And he was talking about Tate, so
Him being compared to Andrew Tate. Remember that. That's going to come back around in the next video.
they would send me a bunch of his videos for about a week and a half straight, and I said, I'm not going onto social media. I told you I used to work in counterterrorism for over a decade. Remember that? When we talked?
A long time ago?
Yeah?
No.
No.
Yeah. When we talked a year and a half ago, I told you I worked in counterterrorism for over a decade. So for me, I wasn't allowed to be even on social media or any of these things. And even today, I'm not allowed to even speak about what unit I was in, things like that, for the next 5 years.
How convenient.
There's a lot of people out there that would say, now that's where I'm calling bullshit.
Nobody cares. I
And
don't
it's
care.
convenient that you can't talk about it, so no one can verify.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's units that are called invisible units.
I'm not doubting you. I always give everyone the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I don't care.
But if I were to question it, I would say, well, wait a minute. At 17, you were homeless. At 18, 19, you were cleaning carpets. Then you got into
I got out of
telemarketing. Then you went, then you started doing real estate. And you started investing here and there. And that was only 10 years ago. So when was the counterterrorism?
Yeah.
And who is it for? The Israeli army?
Well, it's Israel and the United States who work with both.
That's the
Because
CIA.
That's because, no. Counterterrorism is a little bit different.
But you had to be with somebody.
Yeah, but can't talk about who I was with. Come on.
All right.
He was an undercover homeless man. Normally, when people exit their counterterrorism career, they go into career paths of being influencers where their name, their face, their whereabouts, where they live, everything becomes public. That's certainly the smart thing to do if you spent 10 years in counterterrorism, is to make yourself as widely available as possible. Well, that was King Ben Azoulay, aka King Fazul. If you guys want to see the rest of that video, go check out Mud Pit. Shout out to the homie Mud Pit. Thank you guys for watching. See you on the next one. Peace.